Kim, it's awesome to have you in my call. We met before, and if I look to your LinkedIn updates, there's always something new to find. I've seen that you did magnificent work as Scrum Master and you help organizations in their agile transformation, what is, of course, awesome. And you are a Lego Series Play facilitator. And we are really curious to what you do as a Lego Play facilitator and how you got there and all that kind of stuff. But I know you a little bit, but my followers have no clue who you are, maybe. Maybe some have seen you as well. I'm pretty sure you got
Could
to
be.
promote this one as well a little bit. But can you tell very short something about yourself?
Yes, of course. Well, I'm Kim. I have been a Scrum Master slash Agile Coach since quite a while now. I've been doing it for nearly 10 years now. And since a couple of years ago, I can't really remember where I came in touch with Lego Serious Play, but I can remember that the enthusiasm that I got from it. I was like, seriously? I know that we can already use serious games because I've done master classes with Eddie and Jordan from the Serious Gamers before. They already triggered me, but when I heard we could also do that through Lego, I was completely baffled. I was like, really? How? Where can I become a Lego facilitator?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you can see, I've got quite a lot of elements already around in my office. And yeah, I really am a Lego fanatic. So when I
Yeah.
got the chance to actually incorporate Lego with work, I thought that was a that was something really awesome to start doing. So yeah, and so when it was just before COVID, I think.
Mhm.
A lot of things were being canceled, and I actually got the chance to try and find a Lego Series Play course, and that's where I found a online course due to COVID, of course. And that was with Denise Meyerson
Yeah.
in Australia. So we had a huge time gap when we were doing the Lego Series Play workshops or training, which was a lot of fun. I got to also to meet a lot of people around the world, and that's where I got my Lego certification. And ever since I've been trying to incorporate Lego as much as I can, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the very beginning, I was very hesitant. I was a Scrum Master with IT teams, um, very technical IT teams. I was like, we all know the prejudice around IT guys, right? Just let me work. Don't bother me. Leave me in my dungeon. And I did have
My
that.
dungeon.
Yeah. Um, Leave me alone. Especially don't come bothering me with all this stupid funny stuff.
Yeah.
And I just started with one team, and I gave them a small bag with all the basic blocks that you have to build a duck
Yeah.
and 10 extra pieces. So at least everyone had the same set.
Yeah.
I made a personalized bag just so it was their specific thing, because we were still in COVID time. So
Nice.
having the sessions in groups was not a possibility.
Yeah.
Um, and I gave it to them, and they were like, "What do you want me to do with this?" I said, "Don't worry, I'll walk you through it, but please just ease in with me. Just try."
Yeah.
And we started doing our dailies with it, which was a lot
Wow.
of fun. So then I would start the daily with a question of, okay, so metaphorically speaking, use your blocks that you have in hand, what you're going to be doing today, or what is the challenge you want to tackle today, or what is your biggest challenge of this current couple of days because of XYZ. And then they all had 2 minutes to really build. And what was fun was you were on a screen, so you saw all these heads, right? And everyone was like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And it was a lot of fun. And then everyone was like, yeah, well, I didn't really know what to build. And okay, so it doesn't matter. Whatever you say it is, it is. So just explain your story. And from there, I actually got the confidence to do more Lego Serious Play. I was like, okay, if I can do it with them, I can activate them in using metaphors, using storytelling, basically, in their daily challenges. I was like, I think I got a win there. Yeah.
Wow. So you build up straight away after your course, straight away up like a business in Lego Series Play.
Yes.
It was straight away added value for you, as we would say as agilists. Was there an added value in learning this method?
For me, it was. I actually did make my passion into a playful passion into something I can start working with. And that was very important to me. I really want to try and stay authentic to myself and stay true to myself. Lego is just something that it has been a part of my life ever since I was a little girl. I don't buy Lego sets. I just use my Lego that is now 40 years old, and it's been around the world with me, and now I'm using it for my work.
Hey, and that's what it's all about, right? I think that's also a superpower of Lego, that the bricks that they build are maybe from plastic, and some people will argue that it is not environmentally friendly. But at the same time, I hear so many people that have bricks that are 40-year-old and still playing with it. I don't think there's a lot of toy makers that can say that their toys will last at least 40 years in active use, right?
Exactly.
People that buy dolls and put them in somewhere and never touch them anymore. And yes, after 100 years, they still look good. But there are still some toys of Lego that are awesome to play with and to work with. And they all also still fit on the modern day Lego.
Exactly.
So amazing. For me, always amazing. The technical aspect that the color red stays also red.
It stays the same,
one of the most difficult colors to keep. Like you see some people having a bookshelf in the sun, and then all their books at a certain moment go on one color, and you ask, did you put them in order of color? And they go like, no, but the sun did, right? And that's amazing. But it's awesome that you made straight away like a business out of it as well. And I remember in the talk that we had before, you were, I would say, ambivalent, should you go to a course or should you not go to a course? And you had a very expressive meaning on it. So share it with me. I'm not shy. I know I sell trainings. It's my business. I should say you should do it. But you had a very good argument also like, hey, this is my view.
Yeah, well, the thing is that a lot of certifications that are out there are all gotten by people that because the market is requesting it, we do it. Fortunately, Lego Series Play is officially an open source method. Everyone can do it. There's even a full open source booklet available on the lego.com website and on other Lego pages that also support Lego Series Play. And it really is open source. And my opinion is that let's try and keep it as low-key possible. Let's keep it open source. Let's not make everyone do the Lego Series Play workshops or the certification just for the certification. I mean, if I'm a painter or if I'm a wood carpenter, I also go to workshops to get better at my craft. So that should be your incentive to do those awesome workshops that you do, which I fully understand that we have to do as well. But that way you only get better at what you already love doing. And it shouldn't be a commercial sales model like, oh, we've got a certified Lego Series Play facilitator for your workshop. It's open source. So in baseline, everyone can do it. So let's support also the people that maybe can't afford the Lego Series Play workshops, because let's be honest, they are on the higher side of the price range. It's not something that you will be doing every single day, unless you're as lucky as you are, of course.
Well, it sounds like if you do it in a daily, you do it on a daily business as well. It's not
But it's
only me
still
the lucky one in this conversation.
but still it's still part of the daily job. I'm not
Yeah,
getting paid extra because I do Lego Serious Play. I'm not getting paid extra because I'm a certified Lego Serious Play facilitator.
yeah,
I'm just a agile coach that has a extra tool in my backpack and I can use.
yeah.
And
And,
I
and I
that's what
can
I would really
imagine,
like.
I can imagine that in this world, that the agile coach, the Scrum Master, with it was one of the hypotheses I learned as a young person when I did I had some coaching training as well, and in one of them they had the presupposition, the one with the most flexibility in his communication has the most chance on success, as in an agile coach that has more tools to achieve that with the people that they need to achieve something have a higher hiring possibility, of course, than a person that knows only sticky notes, right?
Exactly.
If I look at your screen and I see your background, you know also how to draw, and it's
Yeah,
also something you have to make your own as an agile coach. And how you learn it,
exactly.
I totally agree. It's also up to the learner. And yeah, it's an interesting. And some of them, not only me, I know quite a few others, also do workshops for other clients at other moments, right? Uh,
Yeah.
you're not only all the time with that one specific team and that's it. Most of
No.
them are doing other stuff as well.
Yeah, very true. And I also have a couple of workshops planned, and then having the backpack of the workshop as my backup is going to help me in my confidence in being in that workshop. But I know that there are I know of a couple other agile coaches that are awesome in their facilitation, awesome in coaching,
Yeah,
but because of the trend of it being a certified only
yeah,
environment, people just don't dare to say, "Oh, but I can do a Lego workshop."
yeah.
They just don't
What a
dare
shame,
to
eh?
do it, and
That's a
I
shame.
think it's a shame.
Yeah,
If people would just dare and at least expose themselves to having done maybe 2 or 3 workshops without having the certification, they know what they want to start learning and they know what they need to improve on. I mean,
yeah,
we keep on saying we want to do iterative improvement, but a lot of coaches don't dare to iterate on their own growth, basically.
yeah.
So my call to anyone that would like to experience Lego Serious Play, just try it. Buy a basic set of Lego at the local store, and just try, and then see how it goes from there. Read the open source document, and you're set.
Hey, and on our website, you can buy a basic kit just to start off with. Easy peasy.
Even
I also, but the thing is, there's another track because I think you mentioned something super interesting. One can get certified, maybe gets their approval stamp. Like, for example, go to scrum.org, pay your money, get your stamp, and you are
yep,
Scrum Master level 1, 2. I don't know if they
yep,
have 3 already by the time you watch this one, but one Scrum Master that did the course and the other one are not per se the same thing. You have been experimenting already a while with Lego Series Play. What is something, and I don't say that you have to have the certification, but what is something you think is different in facilitating Lego Series Play as some other facilitation skills that you have as well? Is there a difference, or is it, hey, I can facilitate, I can do this too? Is there a difference, you think?
I don't think there is that much of a difference. It's just the way you build up a workshop in a true Lego Series Play way that is more conform a routine than it is when you just wing it and do a facilitation of a workshop and you have XYZ that you want to reach.
Yeah,
Um, what I do think is you have to be aware of the power that these blocks really have. Um, because what I've noticed
what do you mean
is
with that?
I've done quite a lot of workshops already, and
Yeah,
I've come across multi cultural teams. And what I found out is that even though it's something that I've worked with for 40 years, because I've had it for 40 years, but there are people that have never experienced Lego before. They actually were like, okay, so I have these 2 blocks. What do you want me to do with it? I don't understand. How do I fit this in? And then they were actually struggling with, okay, but what do you expect me to do with it? And giving people the opportunity, the pressure of being that vulnerable, that does so much with the team, that no one is like, haha, he doesn't know. You don't know? Oh, how interesting. And they deep dive into, oh, but what did you then play with? And the whole workshop was like, okay, we're not doing the workshop anymore. We want to dive into why did that person not have the opportunity to build with Lego blocks? And there was this whole culture switch and culture sharing and caring with each other, that I was like, okay, so this is so much more valuable than any kletspot or any pick questions that you can ever have. The fact that someone was able to be that vulnerable, that made the couple of teams that I had this happen with so much better.
Yeah, I think it's indeed, if I would answer the same question, what is the difference? I think I facilitate since I was young, starting as a scout and then as a scout trainer, and you learn to facilitate there as well, kind of. And also I struggled the first few times with Lego series play because I thought easily to wing it. But the question that you ask determines the answer that you get. And there's some hidden, I would say, hidden germs, hidden possibilities as well.
Yes.
In doing it more often and learning from that I found really interesting. I see a lot of beginning LSP facilitators asking what is the best solution, for example, and that would almost trigger that there's one, and I see these people go being afraid. Well, if you would ask more a question like what are good solutions, you open also the space that you get these different answers, as you mentioned in the beginning. You made that bags for people during the COVID. Of course, you don't want that everybody shares a stone. They could not all sit in the same room. We have that now better, but also there's a lot of companies working totally international. What you see is that because they had exactly the same bricks, it was interesting that they all built something different, and that's one of the key elements. And for me, it's also that I think, for me, different in facilitating was also that a lot of things that I learned in the past, like clean language or other techniques, were coming all together in this technique. So I had to tap in all the things that I could as facilitator and that I all learned before, and had to realign them, I almost would say, in Lego series play. Like, oh, when do I put more emphasis on this? So for me, it was a whole new, I knew all the dance steps, but it was a whole new rhythm and dance possibility and a new partner that I had to figure out how I do it with. So,
very true. Yeah, very true.
For that, it was for me, and I'm wondering for you, wondering how that was for you. But for me, it was also like the first few workshops that I did was also really challenging again. Like, oh, how do I do this? And oh man, I could have got more out of this workshop than I thought. And how was that for you, the first few workshops that you did as facilitator?
For me, totally the difference was that in my regular facilitation, I could somehow or sometimes dream away and just let the people talk. And with this, you're on 100% of the time. You have to listen and look at every single minor detail, because even just this one piece could be very relevant to so much more deep meaning. The fact that this maybe is a see-through thing could mean they feel invisible in the team, and you really have to pick up on those nuances. And that doesn't happen in a not Lego series play workshop. And I was exhausted the first couple of times that I did it, and I really reiterated in question phrasing, in how you would phrase, in thinking of, okay, so how do I identify which person to give extra speaking time, or how don't I, or how can I really listen into the see-through part, and where do I stop maybe sometimes, because it could be going way too deep, or it could be going completely to the wrong way. And I made that mistake a couple of times of iterating towards a different path of what we initially thought of, and then it didn't work out as I kind of hoped.
Yeah. For me, that was one of the things that I learned. Like, so say they built, for example, this, and they would have said, okay, so you have to jump on the platform, and then you have this green possibility to go up, and a gray possibility to go up or to go down, and to find our way, what we need to do. But we have to keep all the time a sharp eye on what we do, right? And we have to make sure that this top brick was for the finance that we have to arrange to get all this stuff done. And then I would just go on in the beginning as facilitator, and I would, for example, forget to ask, does this yellow brick has a meaning as well?
Exactly.
And I would have skipped that as facilitator, because there was a detail that for them was maybe subconscious, or that's also a power that I think with Lego series play, they build a lot in subconscious. But now I would ask to that, and they go like, yeah, but that is our foundation that says our way of working that we have, and it fits only on the left side of that. And I go like, okay. And then the whole group is also like, oh shit, I missed that part. And that is a really good thing, that after 20, 30 minutes, you hold up this thing and they still can tell you where every brick is for, right? And yeah, I had to learn that. Is also what you said. Maybe that is a very important thing. And as facilitator, you not only have to pay attention, but you also have to pay attention on what is not said. And maybe you want to elicit that, right?
Yeah. And sometimes people choose a yellow block just because it was there. And that is fine. It's all exactly has to do with that piece of subconscious that you were just talking about. And I think that's also, of course, within the whole workshop. If you time crunch, you give people only a minute or maybe 2 minutes to build something. I once got feedback, yeah, but I need 6 minutes for this at least. I know. If you do it with your head, you need 6 minutes. But I want you to do it with your heart and with your hands, and not think about it. Try it and then see what comes out of it. And then the most awesome things came out of it. Yeah.
Hey, and if you, so for our listeners, and I'm totally biased, so I totally agree with you. But for our listeners, it sounds like it is so easy to get everybody doing this stuff and play with it. Do you hear sometimes any objections at all, or is it always easy peasy? You bring the bricks and they go like, yeah.
It's two ways, right? Sometimes people come in, oh yay, we get to play. Yes, you get to play, but beware, it's serious play. And no, you always have some people that are on purposely going backwards and on purposely not working with you. But those are usually, for me at least, usually the ones that I kind of zoom in on a little bit more, because why do they have so much objection to just using their hands and their imagination and not using their head? And that's often when these transparent blocks come up. And you do have to be aware that it does have a lot with to do with psychology. You do have to be aware that it is you're deep diving into someone's soul, basically. So be kind to those people that are at first not really wanting to join into your Lego workshop.
So but that's already when they do a workshop. How is it that you start or you just don't tell people and bricks are there?
Yes.
Sometimes objections like, we cannot sit here. We do serious work. We're not going to play. I hear that once. a week.
I usually tend to try and make sure that people are not aware that they're coming to a Lego series workshop, because that does make it easier for the threshold for them to come in. Where I do see the biggest challenge is if I'm trying to sell a workshop and people are kind of intrigued in, yeah, let's do a workshop. And we thought of Lego Series Play because it's a hype. And then they kind of tackle back and no, it's too playful, and no, it's not really for that team, and they just don't dare to take the chance, to take the chance on doing a Lego workshop. So that is what I am hearing. So I've learned from that with my own teams. I just bring my big pink Lego bag, throw it on the table, and say, "Today we've got Lego. Good luck."
And that's a very good strategy, I think. I often, and that's also interesting. So there's two different ways or there's multiple different ways to attack something. It's something that resonates me. Just what you said is that the people that are a little bit reluctant in a kind of a resistant way, you would give them a little bit more attention. While my strategy is always like, okay, as long as you're here, you're fine. And I would leave them. And what is a funny thing, in both cases, I guess there's movement and there's something happening. And it's the same like you say, oh, sometimes I just bring my bags and we do it. And I'm more in the strategy of like, oh, I always tell them beforehand what we're gonna do. And it's and there's no right or wrong. There's just experience with each other, like, hey, how should this work? Why should this work?
Exactly.
And what is it with one group? But if somebody would ask you like, hey, I see you do, because I see on LinkedIn you post also a lot with Lego, so somehow you tell also people what they can expect. What if they would if we would sit in the bar and have a coffee during lunch and somebody goes like, what is the power of Lego series play? What would you answer?
Ooh, in a bar, I wouldn't even have my blocks to explain, so that would make it a lot harder.
Yeah. Sorry.
I would think that the power is getting people out of their heads and getting a true situation out on the table, out in the open. Because that's what I see in the infinity of my teams or in the areas that I am with. Everyone is very driven to, okay, what is this going to bring me? What can't this bring me? What am I not taking with me to the table? And with Lego Series Play, somehow, because of the speed and the out-of-the-box way of bringing things, you get the whole picture, whether it's happy or not.
Yeah, because if you turn around, it's very happy.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it's so you get a much better and broader picture. And if I would compare it maybe with some theory, like if you look at the Johari window, you're opening up that window that is not there. So you're opening up that part. And maybe that part also, what we said before, is like that part of unconscious building, right? Yeah. That is a part that is normally locked in your Johari window that you cannot see, and now you're opening it up.
Exactly.
And we can use this theory, right? All the people that are listening are already amazing Scrum Masters or Agile coaches or people that know already how to facilitate.
That's my guess as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would your opinion be on what is the power that it brings then?
So for me, I play also a lot of the systems. So if I look to my Lego series play, I have the diamond that I use as 4 steps in what I use Lego series play with. And yes, indeed, I do often the whole day or the 2-day workshop when I'm away with clients. With Scrum teams, I start small and then go bigger. What I see then, if I do that intensive big workshops, then I see that it is I would always say it's a crowbar. It opens up full doors that were not be able to open before. So I sometimes say, what did you try already? Did you had already an afternoon that you put sticky notes on the wall? They go like, yeah. I said, well, did you try already going canoeing with everybody and see if that would bring the solution? To go like, yeah, we did it with bowling, but yeah, we did that. I said, did you call one of the big five? Like, did you call Deloitte or Twijnstra, or did you call any of them?
Yeah.
Go like, no. I said, well, call them first, because this tool will give you answers on that question that you don't have an answer on yet. It is a very powerful tool. And sorry, team building is collateral damage.
Yeah.
Yes, there will be also team building, but this is not the tool for team building. It's also, and it helps with another thing as well. But it doesn't mean that you cannot use it for team building. It's a different, but for me, team building is most of the times, it happened as well. Because maybe like you said at the beginning, you have these conversations that you would not know that you would have before. And apparently we need to have this conversation. So sometimes you maybe also need to slow down to go faster. But then again, in my training, as I told you before, we have this theory part, what you said as well. You can read that all by yourself. It's the easy peasy, the open source. It's not that difficult. But how you want to do it as facilitator, we have this 4 days training on it. Everybody can start with it, but that's what we provide to learn to facilitate, but also this part in how do you sell this? Because you have to help organizations and teams, not only mean sell by getting more money, but how do you make this also as strong as it is? So your question is, how do I explain it? It's a super powerful bazooka. It blows teams away. It blows holes in the wall that you didn't know what it is. And one thing I always say, there's one guarantee I can give you. The elephant that's in the room is getting on the table.
Yep.
And then I ask, for example, my clients, how long can you still afford to leave the elephant in the room?
Good question.
And what often resides into a very long silence. Actually, we
very good question. No, exactly. And that's, I think, still is a shame that people still use Lego Serious Play as a last resort. If you do it a little bit earlier, it can save you so much headaches.
Yeah. I think for me, it's in that point of view, and of course I'm biased. I totally agree with you, but that's why I think it's a tool that every Scrum Master and Agile Coach at least should know about how it works, and then makes up his mind: do I want to invest in this to make this my own?
Yeah.
By going to the Scrum course and become a Scrum Master at scrum.org doesn't mean that you're a good Scrum Master.
No, but still everyone does it.
You knew the rules, you know what to have to do, and then you have to start learn. And it's like driving a car.
Yeah.
After you get your license, you have to also go into traffic, get the learning, get the hours, get the miles before you get into the system. And that's okay.
Yeah.
And it's also okay that there are people getting driving license and start to drive, because we all need to do that.
Exactly.
And I'm happy that it is not like a driving license test. We had this in our conversation before.
Yeah.
You totally agree. It's an open source. Everybody can do it. But I agree that one Agile coach is not the other.
No, definitely not. And I think you have to have enough self-reflection to be able to understand, I need the course now before I even start, or I can try. I can first start. I've got enough facilitation skills. I've had enough growth on that aspect. I'll try, and then I'll take the data with me, and I can go for the extra deep learning. And both ways is fine, as long as you make the right choice for yourself, and it's not commercialized too much.
There's a free e-learning session on my website. You can learn the basics already.
Cool.
So go for it, and then start playing, and then come back to the course.
But that's exactly what I mean, right? If everyone can at least sniff and try, and then go from there, then it's a fundamental choice to be certified, yes or no, and not like the scrum.orgs. I can't find all the answers online. I can do it together. I got my certification. Yay! What does it say? Nothing.
Yeah. Well, I'm so happy, Kim, that you put that elephant out there. There's an elephant in your room, I see.
Yep, the pink elephant.
Is Martijn? So I would take it to myself. Is Martijn giving a course just for that? No, I think I want to make better facilitators in Lego Serious Play, and that's why I have a course and not. So we talked about what is the power of Lego Serious Play, but what is for you maybe the biggest diamond that you have seen? What is the biggest success you had when you did a Lego Serious Play workshop?
For me, one of the workshops, I'm not going to name names, but one of the workshop, what happened was the leader, the big informal leader, was taken off his pedestal and became one of the team.
Wow.
For me, that was so big, so massive. He got hugs from everyone after the workshop, and he really put himself out there, and not because he was very willing, because he was also biased and said, oh, we're going to play with Lego a little bit. And his very first build was literally, hang on, bear with me.
Yeah.
His very first build was this.
Yeah.
Just a flat part and a bridge, and then he said he is the one that goes over this bridge, and he goes just a little bit further than the rest. That was his very first build.
That's what all the leaders
after
do,
that,
right?
he had the
all
most complex one.
That's what, and
exactly.
But it's also that's an interesting thing that you say reflective, because it's like the tool that I know that you cannot not do reflective. Like, this is a double negative, right? So bear with me. It is impossible to not reflect on what you said, and the pain is staying all the time there on the table. And if one built this and the other one built that, you cannot say anymore. Yeah, I think what he said, that's what I mean. And I'm like, they don't even look at each other. And that is eliciting so much deepening for that team members.
Exactly.
That's a really nice story. That team leader that falls off his pedal stone, but also what I hear in it, came on his feet and could become part of the group, because some people fell off a pedal stone and have to go in the ambulance to the hospital, right? And apparently it was also safe enough to be able to stand there. That's a really nice. So
that is my diamond. That's what I'm taking
sharing,
with me.
Kim. That's awesome. We are also running in time.
We are, yeah.
Yes, we are. So my last question to you: if you have to, what advice would you give us? Otherwise, we cannot sleep peacefully tonight. What is an advice you would give future LSP facilitators or Scrum Masters or Agile coaches in general? What would be the advice that you give us?
Embrace Lego Serious Play. Just try it. If you get cold feet, go and do Martijn's online free part and immerse yourself. It is so awesome. You have to do this.
Thank you so much, Kim. I could not ask for a better ambassador than you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for the call. I had an amazing day. Thank you.